Well, the finals are here. Victoria Iglesias to serve. Starting with a smash that Jess Castillo's not going to get. Yesterday, Victoria Iglesias got a lot of points with a smash. She was super aggressive in their match against Marta Barrera and Jimena Velasco. Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo beat Lucia Sainz and Ana Catarina Nogueira Laportu in their semi-final. 2 sets for Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello. 3 sets for Victoria Iglesias and Iglesias Osoro. Yet to drop a set in the tournament. Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello. By ranking, just according to the ranking, Victoria Iglesias and Iglesias Osoro should be the favorites. We're facing now the number 1s and the number 3s of the event. But honestly, I think it's a 50-50. Very even between these two teams. Really close, really tight. I wouldn't be surprised if we see once again 3 sets. Like 3 out of 4 matches yesterday in the semifinals. It's a FIP Gold event, and as you know, inside the FIP, in the Cupra FIP Tour, you have different categories. You have the bronze, the silver events, the gold events, and the platinum events. If you win a gold event, you get 150 points, which is massive for these kind of players. Because it does make a difference. If you move to the top events, to the platinum events, or even in Premier Padel, you know that the Premier Padel ranking is the same one from the International Padel Federation. So if you make it to the top 8, you're gonna guarantee not facing higher seeded teams until further in the event. So getting 150 here, it's a big thing. It's an important match for Jess Castello, Lorena Rufo, and for Iglesias Osoro, Victoria Iglesias. What a start now by Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo. 15-40, 2 break points early in the match. That was a great view into the corner from Lorena Rufo, finding the union between the side wall and the back wall. You never know what's going to happen. Lorenzo was expecting a different kind of rebound. And it's already break points. Jess and the Víbora. Lorena in the middle. Lorena Rufo winning 2 points in a row with the Víbora. 1 into the corner, now down in the middle. And it's an early break for Lorena Rufo, Jess Castello, and I'm telling you, they're playing some really good paddle, these two. You got to really pay attention to Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello this week because their level is quite high. Thank you so much for joining us in the official FIP YouTube channel. Finals day here in ALMATY. Usually in some FIP events you see how the players are playing a couple matches per day in 2 or 3 days. Here they were lucky because the organization and the structure of the tournament, they only played 2 matches in the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. So in the semis and in the finals they got the chance to recover, to get some proper rest. Jess Castello to serve. We're going to see a mirror in a way here between Jess Castello and Victoria Iglesias on the two-handed backhand. That's something that Victoria Iglesias uses a lot, and also from Jess Castello, a big weapon. 2 hands on the backhand and with a lot of power. Really nice smash once again from Jess Castello, showing her smash, the overheads, the variety that she has. Jess Castello is such an aggressive player. The improvement from Lorena Rufo in the past few years on the right corner moving from the back into the right. It's being impressive, especially when it comes to defense. He's getting balls that no one can. And it wasn't enough this time. Victoria Iglesias was there. From the break, from Rufo Castello now to a couple break points for Iglesias and Osoro, which was something that we saw a lot yesterday. How for some moments it was harder to get a hold than a break. The touch from Aranza, now the change to the other side. That was the most Aranza thing that you can see. Moving the angles. Very good defense from Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo. Oh, miscommunication between Victoria Iglesias and the Viking Aranza Osoro, but it works, and that's a break for Aranza and Victoria. 2 breaks in a row, and it's 1 apiece in the finals. By the way, if it's the first time that you're watching this FIB Gold ALMATY, you gotta know that there's no outside play. So the moment you get a por tres, the point is over. You don't have the chance to go through the door and recover it. It's something you have to adapt, you have to adjust to your game. And of course the players know it, because sometimes you see how players are going or refusing to take a por tres because they know that they're gonna go through the door. And they're gonna recover it. This time, if you see the chance, a small chance to getting a por tres, to hitting it, you just take it, because you know that the point is over. No lights out play. Victoria in the angle, blocked by Jess Castello. Jess on the contrapared, Victoria Iglesias on the por cuatro. Victoria Iglesias on the por cuatro, sending the ball to the bar, to the VIP area, up there in the ADD Panel Club. There you can see there's a bar, and you have also a gym. It's a very nice club. The net says no to Jess Castello, and it's 30 love. Aranza plays down the line. Really good shot from Aranza Osoro. It was a nice return from Lorena Rufo, pushing Aranza back, but Aranza always has something more to offer. Aranza once again with another winner for a love game. 2-1 for Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias in the first set. Aranza. Game number 4 of the FIB Gold ALMATY finals, the women's side. Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello starting good with the break, but then 2 games in a row from Iglesias and Osoro. At 4 p.m., Pablo Lijó, Javi Leal will face Martín Dineno and Momo González. Another crazy touch from Aranza, but this time it's going to be wide. That's something that you see from Aranza. She's going to go for that shot. You know for a fact that she's going to try magical things, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If the balance is a good one, that's good. And usually it works like that for Aranza. Flat smash from Jess Castello, but Arantxa was there to save it. But Arantxa was ready to anticipate the move from Jess Castello. Rufo blocked by Iglesias Osoro. Now Victoria Iglesias at the net. Arantxa on the bajada, playing the lob over Lorena Rufo. Long point, long rally. The effort from Jess Castello, but giving the ball to the backhand from Victoria Iglesias, and you know that that's a no-go zone. You put the ball on the backhand from Victoria Iglesias, you're gonna get punished. The idea here from Jess Castello was to try to touch a high ball. And the idea was to keep the net, as you can see now. But the thing is that if you touch it there and you have Victoria Iglesias in front of you, you know that she's gonna play her best shot, which is that two-handed backhand. It's long from Arantxa. It was a great situation to be in with a 30-all. The glass fighter will give the 40-30 to Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo to tie the match. There you go, that's a break point once again for Victoria Iglesias and Iglesias Osoro. What a start. I mean, honestly, we saw an early break from Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello, and we thought, okay, like game to play, but now this could be 3 in a row for Arantxa and Victoria. The angle from Victoria Iglesias, now Arantxa at the net. Victoria on the bullet. Arantxa Osoro and the push. Arantxa in transition, and that's a break for Arantxa Osoro and Victoria Iglesias. That's another break for Victoria and Arantxa. 3-1 in the first set, 3 games in a row for the number ones of the event. Jess Castello from a good spot goes, fires up. Victoria Iglesias with a couple gets. One from Arantxa Osoro in the corner. Beautiful, delicate touch by Jess Castello, but defense gives nothing to the team. Lorena Rufo is the one that has to go there and finish it. The fence gave nothing to Jess. And into the net goes Victor Iglesias. Love 30. When we thought it could be the Iglesias and Osoro moment to go ahead, run away with a set, well, they're facing now a love 30. With a winner from Lorena Rufo and now with a mistake from Victoria. What a por tres now from Victoria Iglesias. That's a confidence booster. After missing a shot into the net, to go and hit another overhead and find a por tres gives you a lot. It goes out from Jess Castello. Good call by Aranza. She was like, don't touch it, Victoria. It's going out. All big moment again. If they manage to get the hold, Iglesias and Osoro will have a nice lead, a 4-1 lead, which is big thing, which is a big and important advantage. A lot of power once again from Victoria Iglesias. Winner after winner, and it's a collection, and it's a 40-30. Slicing backhand from the Viking Aranza Osoro. And now the net says no to Aranza. It's another deuce. Every game is a big battle. Every game is a deuce. Really good lob once again from Lorena Rufo, but the angle from Aranza Osoro is even better. Aranza, the Viking Osoro. Jess gets a piece of it. Rufo, the spinning forehand finisher, but it didn't. It wasn't a finisher. Jess Castello, no Iglesias, the chiquita from Rufo. Iglesias pushing, Iglesias getting the point of the game. Iglesias with a 4-1 lead for Aranza and for herself. That break is a reality for Iglesias Osoro, 4-1. It's a 4-1 lead for Iglesias and Osoro in a really good first set for them. Something needs to change for Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello, who started with a break. It was a 1-0 lead with a break for Rufo Castello, but then 4 games in a row for the Violet team. That's a bullet from Jess Castello, classical. Classical víbora from Jess. Another little gift Aranza had the chance to attack, to be aggressive with the backhand volley. That's why she's not happy at all. Apologizing to Victoria Iglesias, but Victoria's like, don't you worry. It was a good moment to put some pressure, to go for a second break. Happy faces. The energy is high today. They know it's a big chance to get a winner, a championship, a win. To get 150 points. Victoria Iglesias is playing a really good final. Always being aggressive, but also filling the ball from the back of the court, which is something that we see sometimes playing as a weakness from Victoria Iglesias, but today she's playing the chiquitas, she's approaching the net. Really good lob from Aranza. Really good lob from Iglesias Osoro. That's a 30-40. A break point that feels almost like a set point for Victoria Iglesias and Aranza. Look at the ice. She's hunting. Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias are hunting Rufo and Castello down. Not great news. A second serve from Jess Castello is going to give Victoria Iglesias a lot of options. I wouldn't be surprised if Jess goes towards the forehand to avoid a two-handed backhand from Victoria here. More to the body. She doesn't do it, and it works. It wasn't really to the backhand of Victoria. It was more towards to the body. And yes, Victoria's like, I should have played a lob. You gotta put it high. So they're saying the show was out. Rufo saying it was in. They're gonna replay the point. And not for a good way, not for a good result. What was a point for Jess and for Lorena Rufo, now it's a point for Iglesias and Osoro that gives them a second break point. That was the lob that we're mentioning. Two in the net, the gancho from Victoria Iglesias, Aranza putting some effort. Victoria Iglesias haciendo rulo. Victoria Iglesias finding the fence on the second bounce, and that's another break for Iglesias Osoro. It's a 5-1 lead in the first set. And now Aranza Victoria will be serving to close it. That's 5 games in a row for Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias. And Jesse's like, you gotta move on, we gotta push forward, we gotta forget about now, about the present, and think about the future. Being really talkative, Jess Castello, she's the captain of the team. What a first set, honestly, from Victoria Iglesias and from Aranza Osoro. Something that we saw yesterday, to be honest. They were 5-2 up against Jimena Velasco and Marta Barrera, and that was the moment where they fell asleep for a second. From the 5-2, it was then a 5-3, 5-4, 5-all, and at the end of 5, they took the break again to make it 7-5. Let's see if it happens again, or they learn from mistakes and they close it out. We were talking this morning with Iglesias Osoro at the hotel about the finals, and she said, Gonza, we faced them so many times throughout the season. We faced Tis and Lorena Rufo so many times in 2025, almost like 6 or 7. So we know each other so well, and we don't want to see our faces. They know that they're more or less at the same stage, more or less at the same level. So that 5-1 that you see on your screen is very surprising. Not expected. Aranza puts it high. For a second, I thought the ball was out. They kept playing, and still the point is going to belong to Victoria Iglesias and Sasu Osoro. 30-15. And they're only 2 points away from the 6-1, from the set. It's a POV. We love the cameras in the corners. Gives you such a good eye, such a good view from what's happening inside the court, from the points, from the technique, from the players. This could be a set point for Victoria Iglesias or a break point for Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello. Well, not really a break point, but a chance to get closer to it. That's going to be much better from Jess Castello, 30-all, and again, getting closer to a break point. Break point or set point? Big moment. Good change by Jess Castello, the anticipation. She knows that the gancho from Victoria is going to go there. And it's a break point then. And they take one. Well, step by step, just like yesterday, Iglesias Osoro and Victoria Iglesias will have a second chance to close the set. But they didn't take the first one, and it's a 5-2 for Iglesias Osoro. Players back to the court with a 5-2 lead for Iglesias Osoro and Victoria Iglesias. They had the chance to close the set on their serve. It didn't happen. We'll see if this is the beginning of a comeback from Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello, or just a little moment they gotta go through, Iglesias Osoro and Victoria Iglesias. Just a little difficulty. That was hit hard by Jess Castello, but not over the net. Every point means a lot now, because you're remembering of what happened yesterday. Victoria Iglesias and Iglesias Osoro were 5-2 up against Jimena Velasco and Marta Barrera. And they ended up winning the set, but with a 7-5, so they cannot relax. They know the moment you give something to these kind of players like Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello, they're going to be there. They're not going to resign. They're not going to give up the set. So you got to close it. Couple mistakes here and there from Jess Castello. The unforced errors are giving Iglesias and Osoro important points. 15-30. They're creating good opportunities, Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello. They're building up the play to perfection. But these touches are not very precise. Rufo. Aranza the Dormilona that doesn't sleep. Dormilona didn't sleep, and that contrapared from Victoria Iglesias will leave the cage. And it's a 40-30, and Rufo Castello are still alive. They're dreaming, they're fighting. And in Padel, you never know. What a volley by Lorena Rufo. Another game, they pick up one more. 5-3, balls back to the other side. Pressure back to Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias. A second opportunity to close the set on their own serve. Just is like, yes, see, we can do it. Lorena Rufo saving, or not really saving, the drop shot from Aranza Osoro that turns into a 30-love. Once again, the Viking and Victoria 2 points away, only 2 away from the set. But they've been here so many times. They have 3 set points. It's a glass fighter from Jess Castello, 40-love, and 3 set points for Iglesias Osoro. The angle from Jess blocked by Iglesias in the corner. Nice bajada de pared from Jess Castello, but what a get from the Viking Aranza Osoro. Oh, the net, making it tricky for Lorena Rufo. Aranza, magic? Hard bajada de pared from Aranza to follow it up with a backhand volley. Now a simple touch, putting it to sleep in the corner and completely faking Lorena Rufo. The Viking doing Viking things. Magic from Aranza Osoro, and the first set for Iglesias Osoro in the finals of the FIP Gold ALMATY. So first set for Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro, 6-3 in the FIP Gold ALMATY finals. Something needs to change for Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello, and I would especially mention Jess Castello, an incredible player, Premier Padel champion, as you know already, but she's not really having the final, the best day today. The team needs him. Lorena Rufo needs Jess Castello and all the winners, all the power from Jess. On the other hand, what a first set from Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro, with the ideas and the plan very clear from the beginning. That's what I'm saying. Too many mistakes. That's a volley that usually just turns into a winner. Not only she's not winning the point, but she's losing straight away by finding the net. Look at the angle from Aranza. Trying to play the saddle booster. A little high from Victoria Iglesias. They were in a good attacking position, but that ball floated too much and they gave Rufo and Castello back the control to the point. You could see how she left it high into the forehand from Jess Castello. Aranza picking up the drop shot from Lorena Rufo, playing a good lob, and the mistake from Lorena Rufo give an early break point to Iglesias and Osoro. Oh, Aranza. Sí, Aranza Osoro with an angle at the break point to get the opening game of the second set. Aranza Osoro and some magic. Aranza Osoro and the angle to get the break. My goodness, that was good from Aranza. You can see the body language from Jess Castello now. Closing up the angle, the eyes, in a match where they're not finding anything, but it's far away from being over. It's a long match, it's a long final. Aranza with power, Aranza punishing Jess Castello. MVP Aranza so far. We've got to say it's an insane match from Aranza Osoro. Good to see Aranza back after the injury. We saw Victoria Iglesias and Sasu Osoro in the Miami P1. Things didn't work. Yesterday we were talking about this during the interview, and she said that the injury happened in the worst possible moment. After a long preseason, they were happy to compete again. They were not able to be in Gijón, not able to be in Riyadh, and finally she's back with all the magic, all the movements that we know. Remember that in only an hour, if it finishes in 2 sets, if it doesn't, it's going to be followed by, we have the men's final. Martín Dinero and Momo González facing Pablo Lijón and Javi Leal. What a match. Victoria, and that's a love game for Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro. Just like that, it's a 2-0. It's an important game, this one, for Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo to get some confidence, to get something going. But Aranza's everywhere. Look at that save from Aranza, who has to move back to the backhand corner. Hi, Aranza on absolute fire. Aranza Osoro, my goodness me. What a performance from the Viking. Doesn't matter if it's on the right corner, if it's on the left corner. She's gonna get you. She's gonna fake you. Not the best moment now for Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo. If we see another break for Iglesias and Osoro, the final could be over soon. This was not the match we were expecting, but the match could be over soon if we see another break. Nothing can stop them. Nothing can stop Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias. Aranza's like, we keep pushing, we keep playing, and it's a 30-40. And it's another break point. Up it goes from Aranza. Jess. Aranza, and the block stays short. Aranza trying to fake Jess Castello with the possession, waiting until the end at the back of the court, and then she tried to move back to the net. Look at that Aranza, so genuine. On the reactions, on the way she plays, on the way she moves. Rufo and Castello could escape, could be alive if they win this game. It's only one break. That's why we were saying that getting a second one could be game over. But now if you save this one, if you're only within a break, one bad game from Aranza Osoro and from Victoria Iglesias could leave Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello more than alive and with big chances. 2-1 for Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro, and the difference is a I'm insisting on this. Only one game can be the game changer for Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello. Only that break they need can change absolutely everything in the final. Even if it feels like a big mountain to climb because you see yourself a set down and a breakdown, the moment you get something, Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias could feel some doubts, some tension, some hesitation. And that's your moment. That's a moment to knock the door. But they need something more from Jess Castello. She's the one that has to step up. She's the one that needs to step up and steal. We're not seeing it. We're not seeing the Jess Castello that everyone knows. Look at the reaction from Aranza Osoro, trying to give nothing to Rufo and Castello. They know that if they get only holds, if they save their serving games, it's going to be enough to claim the championship. Up next, Martín Dineno and Momo González facing Javi Leal and Pablo Lijó. That's the dreamed final in the men's side. The number ones and the number twos. Here we have the second seeds, the first seeds and the third seeds. Because yesterday, Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo knocked out Lucia Sainz and Ana Catarina Laportu Nogueira, who were the second best team by the ranking, by points. A little long from Aranza Osoro. It's a 30-0, and again, that's the beauty of the sport. You can feel like you're controlling the match. You can feel like you're dominating your opponents. But just a little mistake, some doubts, and in a blink of an eye, Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello could think, okay, this is our chance. We can do it. Jess Castello doesn't get the por tres. Aranza covers the net roller. The Argentinian being lucky. The Argentinian being lucky, and then on the forehand, which is a very safe shot from Lorena Rufo, Once again, we see an unforced error from Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello. These are the things, the details that are making such a big difference in the final. That's something that we never see as a mistake from Lorena Rufo. Such a great player. Very talented. Great hands. And again, it's a glass fighter. It's long. It was a 30-all. You see yourself with a chance, and then a bandeja that goes into the net and a lob that goes long. And it's a game 3-1. Fighting, dreaming, not giving up. As they get a 30 love. Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo here in the finals, facing Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias. 3-1 so far for the Argentinian and Victoria. What a smash from Lorena Rufo. Good get by Aranza Osoro once again. Once again, he stays short and Aranza punishes. The energy, we're going to say, look at the energy, the vibes from one team smiling, happy, performing, and the other one where you see Jess and Lorena Rufo looking down. And of course, you got to understand it. You're losing the match and you're winning it. And of course, it's going to move and it's going to impact on your mood. But still, you got to find something. The match is far away from being over. The Viking and the gancho, the ball goes up after the fence. The ball goes up after the fence, and Aranza Osoro with a couple ganchos making the life of Rufo and Castello very difficult. And every point after every point, they're smiling, they're happy, they're saying something, they're joking. They are enjoying the final. It goes out from Aranza. They're forgiving Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo. They're giving them a chance. Jess Castello opening the arms like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm missing everything. The bandage that you see on the right arm, actually the right hand from Aranza Osoro, was from that injury we were mentioning on one of the fingers on that hand that didn't let Aranza play in Gijón nor in Cancun. Aranza had time, I think. I don't really understand what she played the contrapad. She had time to go back. Trying to surprise Jess Castello. That's the second advantage for Rufo and Castello. And that means... Actually, now it's a second use. I thought the previous one was the second, so no start point yet. Again, same situation. If we see a second break for Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias, according to the energy and the way both teams, both pairs are playing, it will almost be like game over. What a get by Victoria Iglesias. Aranza covering the corner, but she couldn't get it. Diving to it. Diving to save it. Aranza and Victoria not really sure about the ball going in or out. In my opinion, I think it was in. And now it's a second advantage. So if Victoria Iglesias and Iglesias Osoro win the point, we will see for the first time in the match the star point. And there we go. It's a star point. Star point, break point for Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro. What a viola from Jess Castello. That's a reaction we needed to see from Jess. 3-2 in the second set. Still only a break, and they're surviving difficult situations. What a women's final between Jess Castello, Lorena Rufo, Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias. First set for Iglesias Osoro, 6-3. Now a break up, but Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo starting to believe that they can do something. They can turn it around. Thank you for those joining us in the official FIB YouTube channel. It's a pleasure. We're having fun, we're enjoying the finals. And remember that we have one more to go, the men's final. Martín Dineno, Momo González, Javi Leal, and Pablo Lijo. Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello constantly going up and down. It's a roller coaster between winners and unfair. Some noise bothering Aranza Osoro. That wasn't me, I'm sure. I'm one of the corners in a really good position to enjoy the match here in Kazakhstan. But that wasn't me, Aranza. Good touch. Really good touch. Perfect placement from Victoria Iglesias. The ball drifting away from Jess Castello. There's nothing you can do. And it goes out once again. The amount of unfair serves today from Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo is just too high for a final. And that face says it all. Aranza into Lorena Rufo's corner. Victoria and some power and some smashes to win points. Another game for Iglesias Osoro, 4-2. They just keep going. They're not giving Rufo Castello any chance on their serve. Talking here, taking a few seconds to slow down, to calm down. It can be difficult knowing that you're playing a final. It's a big opportunity for you to get points, to get a trophy. And you see yourself missing too much, and you see how you're fighting and insisting, but things are not really working. But you gotta stay in the present. That's why Lorena Rufo was trying to talk to Jess Castello and calm her down. A little too short on the smash from Lorena Rufo. A little present for the Viking MVP of the match, Aranza Osoro. This could be their moment. I mean, we saw break points for Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro. We'll see if once again Rufo and Castello get an answer, get a way to escape this difficult moment. But the unforced errors are just penalizing them all the time. It's not only just Castello, it's also Lorena Rufo. It's up and down, usually more down than up, and this is a mistake from Aranza Osoro. And I'm not talking about the shot, which was obvious, but the decision making. You know that Rufo and Castello are not finding the court, are not finding their A game. There's no reason on playing an angle. In a 15-30, you gotta stay in the point. Nice change on the passing shot. Two-handed back in from Victoria Iglesias. 30-40 and another chance for a break. And they don't take it. And they don't take it. And that's the only reason why. The only reason why Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo are in the match. They're getting breakpoints to kill the vibes and the chances from Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello. But when they get to that point, they don't score. And Jess Castello, Lorena Rufo will say, okay, we'll take it. We're not playing great. We're not playing good. But if you don't want to close it, we won't be here. We will wait for our chance, our moment. Much better from Lorena Rufo. That gancho works to perfection, and they stay there. 4-3 for Iglesias Osoro. So back to the court with Aranza Osoro serving and with Victoria Iglesias and herself in command. But this could have been a 5-2. It's 4-3 and Lorena Rufo, Jess Castello will keep trying even if things are not really flowing and working. 3 points in a row, and it doesn't stop. The mistakes are falling and falling and falling from Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello. And it's a love game for Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro. 5-3, and the margin is over for Rufo Castello. Time is running out. One game, and the championship belongs to Iglesias and Osoro, but they need to close it. They need to close it. Oh, look at the power. There's nothing to lose now. You know that for Jess Castello and Lorena Rufo at this point, 6-3, 5-3, there's nothing to lose. You gotta go and you gotta give your 100%, trying to create some doubts and questions in Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro's side. And Aranza was trying to surprise Lorena Rufo, but Rufo anticipated it to perfection. We keep playing, and Victoria Iglesias was trying to help Aranza. Nothing you can do with a little touch down the line from Jess Castello. A great shot by Victoria Iglesias, finding a window between Jess Castello and Rufo. If Castello lets it go, it's going to be away from Lorena Rufo. But if Castello tries to touch it, it's too far away from position. So really well played by Victoria. Good defense by Victoria Iglesias after a great serve. Jess on the right side and Lorena Rufo on the back end, which is something she feels. We see Lorena Rufo for multiple seasons on the back end. And it goes long. I'm telling you, Lorena Rufo on the back end is an amazing player as well. Second season for her on the right, but a few years ago she was always a backhand player. 40-15, Rufo and Castello fighting until the end. Unlucky bounce once again off the fence for Lorena Rufo. She goes there, and the ball, instead of going down and kill the point, it goes up and gives Aranza the perfect chance to attack it. You're going to see it here, how the touch goes up. And Aranza, who was already expecting something difficult, she was in a defensive position, just like that. She gets a chance to attack. The fence can be your enemy, can be your friend. Lorena Rufo is not going to be your friend today. It's not big. But Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias are only a game away from claiming the championship of this feat called ALMATY. 5-4, serving for the match on the championship. Aranza into the net. She goes. Good get by Lorena Rufo. You can jump, but you're not going to get it because the Viking is here. 1 down, 3 to go for the Viking and for Victoria Iglesias. Aranza with great volleys. Jess. With time, the smash from Lorena Rufo, the Viking, touched it. Aranza with a touch. Aranza with a block. She's doing everything. And from the right side, it's not going to be the same for Victoria Iglesias. It's not going to be the same. Iglesias and Osoro were much better throughout the entire match. But it's not over. And it's a 15-0, and it takes only 3 points for Lorena Rufo and Jess Castello to believe to stay alive in the finals. Aranza playing the contra pared. Staying once again on the back, and it didn't work in the previous point. Let's see now. Moving back to the original position, and if it doesn't work on the right, it will do from the back and for Victoria Iglesias, who takes another winner and makes it 30-15. Pressure moment. Very tense. Good job by Victoria Iglesias here by finding the peak of the perfect pace. The ball dies in that corner. And Aranza knows the importance of every point. Nice víbora from Victoria Iglesias. Jess Castello puts it up in the air. The angle now from Jess Castello on the smash from Lorena Rufo to get a winner and to dream big here in Kazakhstan. It's a 30-all. Look at this moment and pay attention to this. It's either a championship point or a break point now. Championship point or break point. What a get from Jess Castello, who's closing every angle. Now she plays the bajada de pared. Rufo and the volley. Aranza playing safe. Nobody wants to miss now. The angle from Victoria Iglesias goes in. And it's going to be a championship point for Victoria Iglesias and Iglesias Osoro. 40-30 and a chance to close an incredible week in Kazakhstan. Match point for these two. Match point for Victoria Iglesias and Aranza. Can they close it? First try. Can they be the FIB Gold ALMATY champions? Can they close an insane week in Kazakhstan? Victoria Iglesias, a touch down the middle. Back and volley to Jess Castello. Jess Castello on the lob. She goes for the smash. Jess Castello will get it. Now another lob from Victoria Iglesias on the ball. Leaves the court. And the match point is gone. Aranza Osoro flattened down the line to get another chance at glory, to get another match point. Aranza. Look at the ice from the Viking, the MVP of the finals. Unless something crazy happens, it's going to be difficult not to find Aranza or to choose her as the MVP. Second match point for Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro in Kazakhstan. Second match point to get the FIB Gold ALMATY. Aranza Osoro closes it with a smash. It's game, set, and match for Aranza Osoro and Victoria Iglesias, 6-3 and 6-4. And we have our queens. We have our FIB Gold ALMATY champions, Victoria Iglesias and Aranza Osoro, with an incredible week in Kazakhstan. See Aranza, see Victoria. This trophy, this tournament is yours. What a performance. What a match from Victoria and Aranza Osoro. claiming the 5th gold ALMATY. And now it's pure happiness, it's pure joy from these two. From Iglesias Osoro, MVP, and from Victoria Iglesias, with an incredible run and an incredible week. From my side, I'm gonna leave you just for a second. I'm gonna jump to the court because I want to talk to Aranza and Victoria. I want to know what they feel, how happy they are. So stay here. I'm gonna